Hello and welcome back to the weekly roundup. This is where I share some news and rumors I may have missed in the previous videos posted during the week. Also at the end, I will attempt to answer some of your questions, the questions you have been asking me. But first up, the news, and we're going to start with some Universal news this week. Halloween Horror Nights continues to move forward as Universal has put out an internal casting call for HHN scare actors. They will open it up to an open casting call. This is very good news as scare actors are a very important part of Halloween Horror Nights, and we can't wait to have the streets filled with those guys scaring the pants off of us. We have learned that the July pass holder button will be a Born Stuntacular button. So we know what this means, right? This means that Jason Bourne Stuntacular is coming sooner rather than later. You know, if the button's going to be there for July, I bet it will be fully operational sometime in July. Also regarding the Born Stuntacular, Universal has been doing team member previews again. I may even hang out there later today hoping for a soft opening show open to the general park guests. Saturday was a very busy day at Universal theme parks. A bit busier at Islands of Adventure and Universal Studios, but those two parks did not reach capacity. Volcano Bay, however, the one park where you do not have to wear a mask, it did reach capacity on Saturday. Super Nintendo World in Japan, Universal Japan, is almost completed. I mean, just look at this picture. It looks amazing, but it does make me a little sad when I stop to think what we're going to be missing out of here in Orlando regarding Super Nintendo World. As you may or may not recall, at one point in time, they were going to put Super Nintendo World where Woody Woodpecker Kids Zone is. They had construction walls up and everything. They had permits. But then Universal made the decision to build Epic Universe and decided to put Super Nintendo World there in Epic. And we had some bad news with Epic regarding that project being delayed. So that means we are being delayed with our Super Nintendo World. Hollywood's going to get one. Japan's getting one. We are just sort of on an island right now in limbo, not knowing when we are going to get our Super Nintendo World. I kind of wish it was just going to go into the Woody Woodpecker Kids Zone now instead of that whole Epic thing, because who knows when Epic will continue to be constructed. And now on to a brief bit of SeaWorld news here in Orlando. SeaWorld has reopened here in Orlando with the usual caveats that these reopenings are having: temperature checks, face coverings, and social distancing. SeaWorld also has an area like Universal and Disney plans to have where that will be a mask-free zone where you can hang out and get a break from your mask temporarily. SeaWorld is requiring a reservation before entering the park, and that reservation system is up and running. You just need to go to the SeaWorld Orlando website and you can pick your days and all that good stuff there. I have not done that myself. I haven't gone to SeaWorld yet. I did have a family member who used the reservation system, and it seemed to go pretty fine, pretty well for her. And it should be noted that SeaWorld will be closed on Tuesdays and Thursdays. And that leads us to Disney World. What is happening at the Mouse House? Let me tell you. We're going to start off with some good news regarding Disneyland over in California. Disneyland is planning to reopen on July 17th, which would make it the 65th anniversary date. In news closer to home, the MLS, the soccer league, has announced it will continue its season at Disney's Wide World of Sports, making it the second large sports organization to continue its season at Disney. MLS will do like a World Cup style tournament to determine its champion for this season, and that's going to happen at Disney's ESPN Wide World of Sports. Now, on a personal note with Disney, I will continue to be a pass holder. What happened was my pass expired during the closing of Disney, and it has yet to reflect my new expiration date, even though Disney is going to add time onto that pass. I am concerned about how the reservation system is going to work with me, since my pass is not currently active yet. Hopefully they can fix my date and make my pass active so that when the reservation system opens for Disney World, I'll be able to book something as soon as possible to show you guys what's happening there. But I think with Nikki, we're gonna let them add on the time, and we'll use it for that time frame. But we are concerned that since we got these tickets, we got these passes with the assumption we could use them whenever we wanted, and Nikki's schedule is a bit tighter than mine, so we don't know if the value is going to be there for her. So once she finally gets that new expiration date, we may not renew her Disney pass. I have to renew mine because I've got to show you guys some Disney stuff. But what we may do, instead of renewing her Disney pass, we may take those funds and get passes for both of us for SeaWorld and Busch Gardens. That way we can show you a little more of the theme park activities happening here in Central Florida. Now, before we get to the rumors section of this video, I do have one more piece of news, interesting news regarding a possible tax credit for traveling domestically here in the United States. Let me refer to my notes because it's make sure I don't get this wrong. It's called the Explore America Tax Credit, and according to the local paper here, the Orlando Sentinel, industry lobbyists are circulating a plan in Congress and at the White House that would dangle $4,000 in tax credits in front of Americans to get them to begin traveling and spending money at hotels, theme parks, and other type of tourism businesses. It is unclear what the stipulations for receiving this tax credit would be or how you would go about qualifying for it, and nothing is set in stone. Nothing has been signed, but we will be watching this legislation and see if it does pass, and if it does, we'll pass the information on to you. Maybe you'll get a tax credit for visiting Disney World this year. If it passes, you never know about these things, but interesting that they might try to do this. And now, on to the rumors section of this video, which unfortunately this week is kind of light. I did receive a bit of a morsel regarding Halloween Horror Nights, but I was asked not to say anything about that just yet, so I will keep quiet on that little morsel for Halloween Horror Nights, but kind of interesting. I wouldn't mind sharing it in a future video. So the only real rumor I can share with you guys is regarding Disney. It has been put out there, and it's rumored that park hopping will not be allowed when Disney reopens. So you'll make a reservation for one park and you'll have to stay in that park. No more, at least during this time frame, of hopping from park to park, which is unfortunate for Disney. And welcome to the question answer segment of this video. I have Nikki with me to ask the questions that you guys have been asking me. I gave you a break today, Nikki.
How so?
Usually I bring you in during the rumors segment.
Oh no, you left me out this time, huh?
It was nothing really juicy, so.
Okay, well that's good. Nothing controversial.
Yes, nothing that would shock you. I like to get your reaction on some things, and it was just, nothing very exciting. So let's move on to the question answer.
Okay, maybe there'll be something exciting in here.
We'll see.
All right, number one, Kelly Wise wants to know, when are we going to add some Disney ornaments to the Etsy shop?
Thank you for the question, Kelly.
Yeah.
In fact, Nikki has been working on some Disney ornaments.
Yeah, I have. I've been wanting to get to them for a while now. So I did some Disney rides, which are the mountains of Disney. I've done a Haunted Mansion one, and I'm working on a princess collection too. So a little bit different than how you think it's going to be.
Okay.
You have to check it out.
So you have several Disney ornaments up. Are they posted on Etsy now?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay.
I'm working on more.
All right. Go check out her Etsy shop. I'll leave a link to it. And maybe I'll put the address up here on the screen where you can find all her cute little ornaments that she's making.
Cool.
Okay.
I'm also going to do some Halloween Horror Nights ones as soon as we know what's going on.
Awesome. Yeah, we need more information.
We do.
On that HHN for you to build those, create those ornaments.
Yes. So those are coming too.
All right.
Next one. From multiple viewers, do you have any information on people from the tri-state area traveling to Florida? So the tri-state being New York, New Jersey, and Connecticut.
Oh, man.
Do they still have to quarantine?
The last I saw, the self-quarantine was to end on July 7th.
Right.
There's been talk of an extension.
Right.
I have not seen anything official regarding that extension, so beware. it may be lengthened.
Okay.
So we don't know yet.
Right. Okay, so...
Oh, but wait. Before we move on, yeah, that is from multiple viewers. Mm-hmm. So I do get a lot of questions, and a lot of them are like very similar. Mm-hmm. So I just try to group those together.
Gotcha.
And if you want to submit a question or a video idea, just visit myrixflix.com. Scroll down to the bottom of that page, and there'll be a little segment there where you can type in your question or video suggestion.
Perfect. All right. So from Jim Woods, are they sanitizing the parks?
I've seen a lot of cleaning going on at all the parks. Mm-hmm. Well, the parks that we've been able to go to, the Universal parks, the Islands of Adventure, Universal Studios, and Volcano Bay. Now, really, it was interesting because at Volcano Bay, we went on one ride, and they gave us some stuff to rub on our hands.
Right.
And then at some of the other rides that have the rafts, mm-hmm. they were spraying those down with a cleanser.
Yeah, they were.
So the little section where you got to hold on to the raft, mm-hmm. they were spraying those down. So even at the water park, where the rafts are in chlorinated water, mm-hmm. they are still doing some extra cleaning. And the Life Vest too. Oh, yeah.
They were really cleaning those really well, mm-hmm. which I like. I was happy to see.
And you... I actually mentioned this earlier on in the video that people talked about capacity and how the parks were busier and
mm-hmm.
whatnot.
Yeah.
And Volcano Bay was really busy today, wasn't it?
Well, it reached capacity, whatever that is. I don't think it's at 100%.
No. It'd be like 35% or whatever they're using right now.
Right. So, and they said that just like anything else, if you got there early, the rides were easy to get on. It was ride now, and as it went through the day, it got a little bit more mm-hmm. crowded and the wait times started to build. Yes. So, yeah.
Because the day I'm filming this is Saturday and posting this on Sunday, but we were there on Friday, so...
It was perfect. It was perfect on Friday.
It was so much fun.
Awesome.
I've got 2 videos coming out.
Yes.
A Cabana Bay Resort tour
mm-hmm.
and a Volcano Bay video.
Right.
So those will be out probably like Monday or Tuesday, Wednesday-ish. Just make sure you have the bell notification button clicked so you don't miss it. But early preview, so much fun at Volcano Bay.
Yes.
Yeah.
It was great. Oh, such a day. So awesome. All right, so Caroline let me say that again. So Caroline wants to know if Universal Orlando will limit capacity.
I think we just touched on that.
Yeah.
Yes. We think it's at around 35% right now.
Okay.
I go during the week and it's really slow. I don't have any issues. This was like the first big weekend of it being open.
Yeah.
And we did see pictures of the cars lined up to get into Universal.
Yeah, straight out over the overpass of I-4 was the line just to get through. So
because it's the weekend, and yeah. I'm sure a lot of it is Florida pass holders and people who live in Florida who can get here easier during the weekend than say during the week because people got to work.
Well, I have heard, though, that there's a lot of out-of-state travelers coming in.
Have you?
Yes, that some of our travel agent friends, let's just say, have let us know that they're actually doing quite well in terms of Universal and booking things like that. People really want to come from out of state, so it's happening.
Good. That makes me happy.
Yeah, me too, definitely. Economy's bouncing back.
Yes, I hope so.
All right, so Adrienne Thomas asks, when will we get an official announcement on the Velocicoaster
The Velocicoaster is the new Jurassic Park roller coaster over at Islands of Adventure.
Say that fast twice.
The Velocicoaster. Don't know. Universal is tight-lipped about their projects. Disney, they'll say right away, hey, we're building a Guardians of the Galaxy roller coaster.
Right.
Universal, they wait till the last minute and just...
Build anticipation.
I guess so. But stuff gets out there anyway.
Exactly.
I don't know why they're waiting.
All right. Joshua Foley wants to know, do we have any idea when 2021 the Jurassic Coaster will be done, and will we wear the masks into the parks by then?
So some more question on Jurassic Park roller coaster, which is going to be hot. A hot ride next summer is when we think it's going to open.
And I just saw pictures. While you were filming, there's a loop.
Really?
I saw, yes.
Oh, goodness.
They were installing the loop. So,
do you have pictures of that?
Mm-hmm.
I'll try to... Can you send that to me? I'll put it up on the screen, hopefully.
Okay, I hope I can find it.
Oh no.
It's somewhere in the internet somewhere.
They are really, really going on that coaster.
Yeah, they're moving fast. Oh, it's so exciting.
Anything else? Another part of that question? About a mask?
Masks. Into the parks by 2021.
Who knows? I hope not. Good Lord, I hope not.
Yeah.
Some of the stuff we can't predict, though.
Yeah,
Who knows?
exactly. It all just depends.
Fingers crossed, no.
All right, Lex Dixie asks, when at Volcano Bay do all the people in your party have to use the Tapu Tapu ride for a ride, or if you're all going on at the same time? I didn't read that very well. Can I do that again?
Please. Take 2. I do everything in one take. Takes her multiple takes.
You better cut that part.
No.
That's not fair. Oh my God. All right, so Lex Dixie. All right, when at Volcano Bay do all the people in your party have to use the Tapu Tapu on a ride if you're going to ride at the same time? I read that better the second time.
I think so. I really did. It was all just a bunch of fast words to me, but I know what the question is already. No, every person has to tap in with their Tapu Tapu.
Right, exactly.
It's not like you can tap in for 5 people. No.
Right.
Everyone has to tap in. But what you can do, let's just say you're sitting there having lunch, you got your 5 kids there, plus your husband, or maybe you count him as a kid, I don't know. You can gather up all their little Tapu Tapus and go over there and scan them, and then you can tap in for everyone. But
exactly.
That's kind of how you have to do it.
Yeah, definitely. Okay, Hunter,
this is good because we were just at Volcano Bay.
So we can totally answer that question. Yeah. All right, so Hunter was wondering if we've noticed any changes to the Mummy roller coaster. Good question.
What roller coaster?
Mummy.
The Mummy, we've been on it since the reopening. Mm-hmm. I haven't noticed anything. Now, I had people who work in the park tell me, that they were working on it during the close down.
Okay.
For example, that one Mummy that comes out at the very beginning, he was leaking hydraulic fluid and stuff. So I've heard that they have fixed that, but as riding it, I can't tell. Some people say it feels smoother. I don't know. Yeah,
so the special effects, yes. The actual ride itself is still, I can still feel the joints between the tracks at some points, so it's not smoother to me.
Okay.
But I do notice the special effects being working order.
Because originally I thought they would do what they did with the Hulk, tear it down completely, rebuild it with new track and everything.
Well, that's what you kind of heard, too. So.
But things have changed in the world since I heard that news.
Right.
Next question.
Okay.
Yeah, a couple things have changed.
How do you say that last name? Christopher Richard?
I will go with that. Finally, you have to say a last name.
Sorry about that. At Universal, are there single rider lines? If so, on what rides?
No more single rider since the reopening.
Right.
Which is...
Not yet. Not yet.
Not
Everything
yet.
changes, but...
No, for the reopening phase 1, no single rider lines, which sucks because we really...
That's how we survive.
We loved using single rider lines, but not at the moment. So
right.
Once they do reopen those, I'll let you know.
Mm-hmm. Okay, Juliana Dolan wants to know, are the bars open in the parks, and how are hotels operating? How is Volcano Bay?
We've already touched on Volcano Bay, and we have a video coming up on that, so just stay tuned. Make sure you watch that Volcano Bay video. The bars are open.
Yes.
We know Murph. This from our buddy Murph. Do I dare cut him in?
No, don't. No, poor Murph. You guys know who Murph is.
Don't make the mic clip out on us.
Sorry.
But no, the bars are open, and Murph is... I wonder how busy Murph was today. With it being a lot busier in the park since the reopenings. I think today was the busiest day at Universal at Chez Alcatraz, where you can get that ocean attack.
Right.
How you doing, Murph? Is that the shoulder okay? The
Carpal
voice?
tunnel.
Oh, man. But yes, the bars are open.
Yes, they are. Okay, so Tiffany from Canada wants to ask, do you think that the construction or scope of Epic Universe or any theme park expansion will be affected in any way because of the medical crisis? Good question.
Yes, things are being affected. Now, the Jurassic Park roller coaster was not affected.
Full steam ahead.
Full steam ahead on that.
Yep.
At one point with Epic, it was announced it was going to be delayed by a year.
Yeah.
And then we got a second sort of statement on it, and it said it would be delayed indefinitely until economic recovery.
So please come. Please come to Universal.
Yeah, so that is very open-ended.
Yeah.
Which again, where I talked earlier in the video about Super Nintendo World. We were going to get Super Nintendo World at the Woody Woodpecker.
See?
Okay,
no, you can't cut that.
All right, I'll leave that too. The first time I've made a mistake. I'm just kidding. We were going to get Super Nintendo World.
Yes.
At the Woody Woodpecker Kids Zone.
Yes. That was the first kind of, when we first heard about it, the first... Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they had construction walls and everything.
They did.
Then they decided to go with that Epic, and now it's delayed indefinitely until economic recovery.
Yeah. All right. From Genesis. Ooh, cool name. Yeah. Who will be visiting in late June, early July? How hard or easy is it to get on rides? Another good question.
Oh, but it's a tough question. I go during the week, and I find it rather easy.
Right.
Everything. The standby waits are short. Now, you do have to get your virtual line early in the morning. Otherwise, they go away. But then they do reappear later on. The virtual line opportunities.
Yes. Yeah. See, like, just because you can't get it at that exact moment, just keep trying throughout the day, because sometimes they'll open those back up again, if that makes sense. So more seats can become available.
Yes.
So don't just give up on it. It can be frustrating, getting, sorry, there's no spots available, but keep trying. If
you get that, just go to the attraction. The wait time, the standby waits are short during the week. I was not there today to see how it went. It was a little busier today. Right. Now, not every ride has standby. Hagrid's no.
has not had standby. It's been virtual the whole time.
That's the only one, I think.
Yes. Everything else pretty much has been both.
Yes.
I think.
Yes.
Or just standby.
Sometimes the app will say, just give you a standby wait time. Sometimes the app will say virtual line or standby.
Yes. Exactly. Like Kong, we went over there. It was standby at first, and then as the day went on, then it became virtual. Yeah. So that can happen as well. So.
But I have a feeling his question was how easy or hard. I think during the week, easy.
Genesis, I think, is a girl.
Oh, was it? I have no idea. I think it was Phil Collins. Phil Collins is Genesis.
No.
But as the recovery continues, I anticipate things to get more back to normal. So things getting more crowded. So.
Yeah. So just have patient pants.
Yeah.
Yeah, for everything.
We're all relearning things.
Yeah, exactly. Okay, so Tiffany Hurd had a video suggestion. What's in your park bag? That's a good one, actually, because...
Well, I try not to have anything in a park bag.
Yeah, we try to go as light as possible.
Now, so you can submit video suggestions. I get this often, enough that I remember it.
Okay.
I get people wanting me to make a video, what's in your bag. I don't bring a bag. I try to be as light as possible.
Purse pants.
I have a little, like a Ziploc thing. Mm-hmm. It's not like a cheap one that you put a sandwich in. It's a little nicer one.
Yeah.
Because you never know when you're going on a water ride. And I just have my cards in there, and I have 2 extra batteries. Go through the theme parks as light as possible.
Yes, I would agree. Save time on your locker situation, all that good stuff.
Especially at Universal, you got to deal with lockers.
Now, because it takes even more time to get your stuff in and out of a locker.
Now, I mean, like forever.
Well, for social distancing,
it's always a pain to deal with those lockers.
But it's a little bit more challenging now.
And you don't really carry it. We try to come as light as possible.
Yeah, pretty much my phone and my lanyard.
But we're only there for 3 hours max.
Yeah.
You guys who are going to be there for hours and hours, I know it's hard for you not to bring stuff. So... I think, was that the last thing?
That was the last thing.
All right. Well, there you go. I hope I did a good job trying to answer your questions. And if you want to submit a question that could be on the video, so like I said, just visit myrixflix.com. Scroll down to the bottom of the homepage, ask a question, or make a video suggestion. Don't suggest the bag thing. I think we covered that. I'll get it. This time I keep getting over and over, so I'll get that one again.
It's fun.
And as always,
don't miss the magic, don't miss the fun.
Thanks for watching Rix Flix. And now... click that subscribe button.